Let me say this. You were born for this. Your soul's legacy isn't optional anymore. Beautiful one, if your north node, that's this symbol, lives in the 10th house, right here, you didn't come here to hide. You didn't come here to stay behind the curtain or to quietly keep the world from seeing your power. You've spent lifetimes protecting others, nurturing from the shadows, and making sure everyone else was okay. But now it's your turn to rise. The 10th house is the domain of legacy or of visibility, of public contribution, and divine responsibility. Not ego, but embodiment. Not ambition for its own sake, but alignment with the mission you can't ignore anymore. This life is a turning point. You're no longer the caretaker in the background. That's this. You have been that many, many, many times. You're the light the world is waiting to follow. Welcome back, beautiful ones. I'm Simply Cindy, and this is The Soul's Path, the part of the Hero series devoted to helping you remember the mission you agreed to before this lifetime even began. In this series, we explore the North Node, your soul's evolutionary direction. Not the easy path, but the true one. While the South Node, this symbol right here, reflects your gifts and patterns from your past lives, the North Node, right here, this symbol, reveals where your soul is becoming. And today we enter the 10th house, the house of destiny, divine reputation, sacred responsibility, and showing up in your full truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Because your voice, your presence, and your mission matter. And you didn't come here to sit it out and sit this one out. That's not why you're here. So let's talk about when you have the south, north node and the south node. This is what you've mastered. These are the lives that you've lived many, 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 many times, right? This feels very comfortable. But the way to work the north and the south node in this life is to balance them out. You want to take from your experience, there the things that you know to, and then you're trying to expand into this direction. Okay, does that make sense? So if your north node is in the 10th house, your south node sits directly opposite in the 4th house. Okay. This means your soul has spent lifetimes deeply rooted in the inner world. You've been mastering emotional, familial, and ancestral terrain. You've been the heart of the home, the protector of lineage, the one who carried the family on your back and in your blood. You know how to nurture. You know how to feel. You know how to hold space. But in this life, you're being asked to rise from the personal into the collective, to bring your inner wisdom from here out into the world. The 4th house is the hearth. The 10th house is the tower. This shift isn't about abandoning your emotional truth. It's about building something with it. That's up here. It's about letting the world see the strength you once reserved only for those closest to you. So let's talk a little bit about who you've been in your other lives. And you may feel like this is familiar, right? Because this is your other lives. You did live these lives, right? This is the shadow of the 4th house. So the 4th house is the home of your emotional inheritance, your roots, your belongings, your private world. So in past lives, you may have been the caregiver, the ancestor, the one who stayed behind. You were the emotional anchor, the heart of the hearth. And even in this life, you may feel safest when you're unseen. when you're caring for others, when you're managing in the background, or staying loyal to your inner circle. You might still hear the voices that say, don't draw attention, just focus on your family. Who do you think you are to want more? But these aren't your soul's truths. They're echoes of past vows. Vows to stay hidden so others could shine. Vows to remain small so others wouldn't feel threatened. Vows to stay safe because visibility once felt dangerous. But the 10th house breaks those contracts. You're here now to lead, to step into the role that may trigger old fears, but also to unlock new timelines for your lineage. You are not abandoning your roots by rising. You are honoring them by becoming the one who changes the story. So, this North Node in the 10th house, what's this placement asking you to become? Let's talk a little bit about that. With your North Node in the 10th house, your soul is here to build something lasting, generational. This is a legacy, a mission, a name that means something, not for pride, but for purpose. This placement calls you to move from the inner world into the outer one, to bring your spiritual truth from down here, from here, into a form that serves others. You are here to be seen, to lead, to show others what it looks like to live in alignment with soul. And yes, it might feel unfamiliar. And yes, it might trigger imposter syndrome. But leadership doesn't require perfection. It requires presence. You're not here to be better than others. You're here to become your truest self. And let that self be witnessed. This is the path of sacred authority, the path of becoming the guide, the teacher, the mentor, the creator, who turns pain into power and roots into reach. Your legacy doesn't start when you're ready. It begins the moment you stop hiding. So, this is what makes me different than everyone else. I am going to give you steps to take, rituals, somatic stuff. We do different. I'll give you some tools to be able to help you through this. We want to transmute this and understand how to work with these energies, okay? Because these energies are you, okay? So let's start by making a vow to your mission in the presence of spirit. This is what you're going to be doing. So you're going to need a tall candle in any color that symbolizes like purpose or visibility for you. So it can be the color white or gold or red or black, whatever that color symbolizes for you, that's purpose and visibility. Okay. Then you're going to need a piece of paper and a pen, and you're going to need a quiet space where you can sit tall and feel your own presence. Okay. And then you're going to begin like this. You're going to light the candle and you're going to sit upright in front of it. Okay. Like a throne made of truth. Okay. Let the flame represent your mission, your becoming, and your future self watching from the timeline you're about to claim. Okay. Now, I want you to write this at the top of the paper. If I allowed the world to see me fully, what would I create? And then I want you to just let the answer pour through you without censoring it. Don't think about it. Don't try to make it too cohesive. Don't try to bullet point. Just write. Okay? I don't want you to write because you want to be perfect about it. I want you to write from your inner truth. And when you're done, I want you to read it out loud to the flame. Remember the flame. Yes, out loud. Let your voice, which is a vibration, carry the vow into form. Okay? And once you've done that and read it out loud, then I want you to say, I will not hide my light in the name of safety. I was born to lead. I was born to serve. I was born to build a future that matters. And then I want you to fold the paper and place it under the candle. Let the flame burn for a while longer. This is no longer just a wish. This is a contract for you with you. Okay. Now, let me give you something that's somatic and sort of in your nervous system and to embody this. Okay. And this is to regulate your nervous system, right? So that you can step into your visibility, into your leadership. Okay. So I want you to sit in a chair with your feet planted, with your back straight and your shoulders wide. You're open to the world. That's how I want you to sit. Okay. With authority. Okay. Then I want you to place both hands on your thighs, palms down, like you're seated on your own throne. You know that look. It's your turn to have that. So let's do it. Then I want you to close your eyes and breathe slowly. Okay? Just close your eyes and breathe slowly. All right? And then with each inhale, I want you to feel your spine lengthen, tall, authoritative. Okay? And with each exhale, I want you to feel your shoulders drop to your chest or just drop and your chest open. Okay? So you're inhaling and you're feeling your spine strengthen, like your authority, right? And then I want you to exhale and feel your shoulders drop and your chest just open to the world, okay? Now, you can either say this silently or you can say this aloud. But as you're doing this, I want you to say, I belong here. It is safe to be seen. My presence is power. Okay. And I want you to do this for like 3 to 5 minutes, especially if you have to like be in the public, go in the public, or maybe you're speaking in public, or maybe you're about to have a hard conversation, right? Any moment like that that arises, then I want you to do this. Okay. But you don't have to wait to do it for that moment, right? This will help you step into who you are. This is helping your nervous system. Okay. So let's talk about when this node is being activated. So when your node is being activated, and by activated, either you have a return there, or somebody comes in front of you, or even a system or an organization, and they have a planet there, or you have a planet here that's talking to this planet, to your, no, this isn't a planet, this is a node. This particular portal, right? That is when it's activated. It could just be the phase of your life that activates it too. Okay. That's what I mean by activated. That's what astrologers mean when they say activated. Okay. It means it's alive. It's energy's pouring into there. Okay. So let's talk about that. When your north node in the 10th house is being activated, it often feels like a collision between who you've always been and who you can't ignore becoming. That makes sense? So, here's what you may experience. You may experience sudden visibility. So, all of a sudden, you're being seen. You're asked to lead or placed in positions of responsibility that you didn't even plan for. Okay. You may also experience imposter syndrome, right? So, who am I to be blah, blah, blah? What did I do to like da 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 da? Why are they looking at me for that, right? This is that fourth house wound when that's activated. This is like you're resisting to rise. Okay. You have to have faith in yourself. Okay. Because you know how to do this. You just don't remember, but you know how to do this. Okay. So, you may also experience tension between family life and career purpose, right? So you having to understand how to balance that, and there's tension like, am I doing enough at home? Am I doing enough in my career? Or pressure to stay hidden in the name of loyalty or peacekeeping. That could happen even in your public setting, right? Like all of a sudden these issues are coming up where like Do I stay hidden to be loyal or keep the peace? Like, what do I do? Right? So that's another thing you may experience when this is activated. You also may experience grief for the version of you that lived quietly, privately, who now must evolve into public, right? I know some of you have had this. You may also experience external shifts. So a job change, a job loss, a job gained, a title change, a title loss, a title gained, right? Opportunities. You're in the right place at the right time with the right people, right? But you could also have endings, okay? And all of these are things that happen. This is to push you to step out from the background and take the reins. You are here to be a leader. Whether that's on a big scale or a small scale, doesn't matter. You're here to be a leader. Okay. So let's do a steps to take. Let's do a tool. I love journaling. There's something about putting pen to paper and that vibration of that. Okay. So I want you to sit in a nice, quiet, safe space for you where you have some alone time with a pen and the paper or your journal. And here's what I want you to write. What have I been hiding, even though I know it's part of my calling? And then I want you to just let it out, right? Let it scare you. Let it be like, oh my God, they're crazy. Somebody will think I'm crazy if they saw this. I don't care. I want you to let it out. Okay. And then I want you to let it guide you. Okay. And here's another good one. I want you to record yourself, either in audio or video, it doesn't matter. And I want you to record yourself speaking your purpose. Even if you delete it later, it doesn't matter, right? I just want you to let your voice get used to taking up that space. Okay? It's a vibration. All right? And you can delete it later if you want. Okay? And then this other thing, each day this week, I want you to do one small thing toward building your legacy. One small thing. It doesn't have to be big at all. So, one email, one outline, one honest post, one decision, one brick. That's how the tower rises. One by one by one. Just small. Just small. Okay? Now, if you've never seen me before, these are tools to use. I don't just want to get you to hear what I'm saying and become aware of what I'm saying. I want to get you through this so that you live your intended life. This is your mission. This is your purpose. This is the thing that does not go away until you move towards it. Okay? Now, these things may sound boring and simple, but boring and simple is not easy. And it is up to you to do the work. I can just give you the guidance, but you still have free will. Okay? So, let me leave you with this, beautiful ones. You've done the work in the shadows. We know this. You're a master over here at it. Okay? You've healed the lineage. You did that. You healed the lineage. You held the weight. You carried the home on your shoulders many, 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 many times. Many lives. You've done this. Okay? But now it's your time. This is your time. Not to abandon your roots. That's not what you're doing. But to build something with your expertise, with your mastery. That's what you want. Your visibility is not vanity. It's medicine. Because when you step forward, you show others what's possible. You allow all of us to see dreams. When you claim your voice, you liberate others from silence. When you build your legacy, you rewrite the story for every ancestor who never could. So rise and remember, you weren't born to be the best kept secret of your family. You were born to become the story the next generation points to and says, that's who showed us how to do this. That's who showed us. Okay? So, if this message activated your sense of purpose, please come back next Wednesday for the next episode of the Soul Path series. We're going to be talking about the North Node in the 11th house. This is where your invitation to join the collective future you came here to co-create. Okay. Or visit any of the episodes of the Soul Path. They all have something to help you understand about yourself. Okay. I have a playlist and I will put it up here. Okay. And this is to deepen your journey through every house, through every area of your life. Right. And don't forget about my Pluto series. And especially go to the Pluto series in the 10th house. Okay. Because that's where the deeper work, this deeper work around power and ambition and reputation. You'll learn about that in the 10th house of Pluto. Okay. Or please join my sacred sync. We are identity shifting there. I am doing tarot like nobody is doing tarot. I'm telling you, no, I've not seen anyone do tarot like I'm doing it. Okay. And this tarot is guidance to anchor your light and your leadership. Okay. So if you're new here, please subscribe, comment, and join our soul led movement. This is where astrology isn't just your birthright, it's your blueprint for becoming.